Y'all already know what this is. It is Trehunna from Is Visceral Fat, and today what we're going to talk about is the fat that we all trying to get off, that stomach fat, or in the scientific terms, that visceral fat. So we're going to cover visceral fat and the best things that you can do so you can get it off today. And a lot of people don't know why this fat is so bad for me in the first place.
Hey guys, my name's Michelle, Nita,
Sarah, Peyton, Talia,
Jazz, Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Product.
Period. You love to see.
Everybody that you see over the age of 70 or 80, you don't see a lot of people that is obese. You can see that they was probably skinny back in the day. They might have been pushing a little bit more cushion back in the day. But you don't see anybody straight up obese. Why? Because that visceral fat took them out. And it damaged their bodies and their organs so much that their body couldn't withstand to keep pushing on. Hopefully that gives you some context as to why it is important for you to take care of your health at your younger years, because it's only going to get harder once you get older and when you're kind of stuck in your ways. So in order for your body to store any type of fat, you got to keep in mind your body doesn't care about your vanity. It's the ultimate survival mechanism. It's trying to be on this earth as long as possible. And your body knows,
hey, in past generations, if this person didn't feed me long enough, I will literally starve to death and die.
now we live in a plague of prosperity. People's not dying because we are under eating. People are dying nowadays because of ultra processed foods. We are overfeeding our bodies. And now we're dealing with issues where if we just would have dropped the fork, then we would live a little bit longer. It is really that simple. Any calories that your body does not use is going to save for a rainy day. So let's use a money analogy. Let's say you gave your body 2,000 calories, right? But your body always spent 2,000 calories. That means you're in a net profit of 0. Nothing's happening. Your bank account's not growing, but your bank account's not depleted. Cool. But in America, we overfeed our bodies on average. Let's say our body only takes in 2,000 calories. Now we gave it 400 calories on top. So we gave it $2,400, right? So now this $400, we're going to save for a rainy day. And then the weekend comes, our body usually gets 2,000 calories. We gave it 1,000 extra. We gave our bodies 3,000 calories. So we're going to put this extra 1,000 calories for a rainy day. And we keep following this until we get to a point where we look at that weight on the scale. We're like, wait, we gained 10 pounds this year? Yes. If you only gain a half a pound every single week, let's be real. If one day you woke up at 150 and the very next day you woke up at 150.5, you're not going to trip. Right? But if you keep doing that every single week, believe it or not, you're going to gain 24 pounds in that year. And that's why you see a lot of us, we gain the freshman 15 if you went to college. Why? Because this is the time where your parents are not watching over every single meal that you're consuming. Now you're eating all the things you want. You got that refund check. I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Then I'm going to Chipotle. Then I'm going to carry out cereal. You're eating a lot of ultra processed foods and you're not eating nothing real anymore. That's why you're seeing the scale going up. You're overeating calories. That's how it all works. So when you overeat calories, your body's going to store it as fat.
If this person do not eat, maybe tomorrow, I can just use these calories.
But the rainy day never comes. Then if we continue to overeat calories because we don't understand how we're overeating calories in the first place, then we're going to start storing it as visceral fat. So instead of our body storing it subcutaneously, which is the fat that you see outside, that's the jiggly fat, it's going to start storing it internally, right? So now it's going to start storing it inside your internal organs, right next to your heart, right next to your kidneys, gallbladder, etc. But after that, your body's going to have to start storing it ectopically, which means inside that actual organ. So inside your muscles, inside your liver. That's what's called fatty liver, by the way. Inside your kidneys, inside your pancreas. And once it starts to get to that, now your metabolic machinery is not going to be able to work as effectively. So the thing that makes your body decides if it's going to burn sugar or burn fat is going to be your liver. That is your ultimate metabolic machinery. And this is the switch that's going to dictate if somebody's going to be technically healthy or not, depending on the health of their liver. But when we get to a point where we are just over consuming sugar, over consuming starches, having a lot of refined carbs, refined sugar. You're not getting sugar from your berries. You're getting sugar from your ice cream. You're eating a whole lot of pancakes. You're not eating no real foods. Start converting this sugar into fat, and then your body's gonna naturally get to a point where you start having fatty liver. Now your liver cannot work as effectively as it used to. Now you put a 50-pound weight vest on your liver, And you still expect for it to run as fast. It's not going to, just like you wouldn't be able to. And then it gets to a point where you keep overfeeding because you don't understand what's going on. Now you got a 100-pound weight vest on. And after that point, that's when people check out. You want to avoid that. So that fat in the stomach area is not cute. Even when you're seeing little kids with a little pudgy stomach, that is not cute because that's how you physically see that the parent, in this particular case, don't know how to properly feed their children. No child on earth is supposed to be walking around with a pudge. Let's be real. But I'm gonna give you some methods so you can go ahead and start reversing this. Because if your body starts to store fat ectopically and viscerally, all you have to do is with newfound information, your body can actually get rid of this fat just as fast as it stored it. Believe it or not. So the very first thing I want you to do is start going for walks. When you're going for walks, your body's gonna want to use fat as its main source of fuel. The best thing for you to do is go for a fasted walk. And when you're going on a fasted walk, you're giving your body no choice but to use its own reserves. And your body's gonna use that. If you want to really expedite it, also lift weights. So when you're lifting weights, your body really wants to run off glucose or glycogen. But when you're lifting weights heavy enough and your body runs out of glycogen, guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna start converting this fat and turn it into sugar. And now your body's gonna use this sugar to fuel your workout. So you want to do a good little balance of a harder workout about 2 times a week, but on average, let's say 4 to 5 times a week, you're going for a low intensity workout. You're gonna realize that the fat is literally melting off as I speak. Okay? But the main thing you need to do when it comes to stripping off the visceral fat is going to be your diet. You want to cut out a lot of the starches. You want to cut out a lot of the sugars. I'm not talking about sugar from fruit. I'm talking about sugar that is processed. These things you do not want to have on a daily basis unless your goal is to gain weight. So start switching over to more whole foods. You can even have fried foods. Just don't let it be fried and breaded. You know, have some air fried foods, have some blackened food, have some charboiled food. It don't gotta be nothing but grilled and baked. You can have any other version, just make sure it's not fried, breaded, and then you drop it in grease. You haven't changed out for a whole entire decade. Another thing you need to watch out for is your seed oils, vegetable oil, palm oil, corn oil, peanut oil, soybean oil, grapeseed oil, canola oil. These are the worst type of oils to put in your body. And these are inflammatory oils. So if they're pro-inflammatory because they're omega-6s, guess what that means? When you put it inside your body, it's causing a cascade of events in your body where it's becoming inflamed. Your cells are just going to be a little bit more dysfunctional than if you didn't have this in your body in the first place. So on average, majority of your oil consumption or fats consumption should come from omega-3s, such as from fish. You want to come from walnuts, maybe some coconut oil, maybe a little bit of butter, maybe a little bit of ghee, but on average, some avocado oil, some almond oil, some olive oil, okay? These are the better type of oils that you want to cook with on a daily basis. But majority of the seed oils that I'm referring to is going to come from something that is man-made. So you really pay attention to the ingredients and the man-made things you have in your pantry. Just pay attention if you see one of the oils that I just named. That's the one you don't really want to have on an average day. It's not that one time that's going to get you. It's the dosage. And you continue to keep doing the wrong thing. That's what's going to get you. And the last tips I can give to you so you can go ahead and start stripping off that visceral or belly fat is going to be choline. Choline is one of the best things to take away fatty liver. And once again, if you're taking away fatty liver, instead of your liver walking around with a 50-pound weight vest, it's now walking around with a 25-pound weight vest. So you want to get your liver as healthy as possible. That way it can switch back and forth to using fat versus using sugar. And choline is one of the best supplements that you can do for that. And you want to take about 400 milligrams, if not 500 milligrams of choline on average on a day. And one of the best sources of choline, if you can't get it from a supplemental form, is eggs with, keyword, with the yolk. So yes, ladies, you got to eat the yolk. That is the most nutrient dense thing on earth, eggs. So have the eggs with the yolk, not just the egg whites. Vitamin D3 or vitamin D. So believe it or not, majority of the enzymatic reactions in your body needs vitamin D. So if you want the whole machine to run efficiently, make sure you're getting enough vitamin D. So be in the sun. You don't gotta be in the sun until you get sunburned, but just make sure on the average day, you can spend at least 30 minutes in the sun. Make sure you're doing it around dawn time or dusk time. You don't wanna go out around 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That is when the sun is at its highest point in the sky, and you on average are gonna get burned burn with UVB radiations. Magnesium and apple cider vinegar. Believe it or not, magnesium is going to help lower your cortisol levels. And by the way, you probably realized that the time of your life where you had a bigger stomach or a bigger pudge, this is the time of your life when you're stressed out. Life starts to life. So just make sure that you're being mindful of your stress levels, because there's literally something called Cushing syndrome. Their body is breaking down their legs to the point where the legs are like twigs, but then you have a big stomach. We all seen that woman somewhere in a grocery store, maybe in Walmart, let's be real. Small legs, they look like twigs, but then they got a big stomach and they got no butt. That's because their body broke down their biggest muscle groups, turned into sugar, took that sugar just to store right here, all in your gut area. So information is key. You have to be mindful of your stress. There's literally something called a stress belly. And if you're somebody who thinks they got a cleaner diet, this could be happening to you. All right. And last but not least, we all know the benefits of apple cider vinegar, which is going to lower your glucose levels, lower your blood pressure levels. But the main thing that's going to help you is going to be fasting. If you do not give your body anything, believe it or not, if you have fat on your frame, you're not going to pass out and die. You're then telling your body, hey, instead of me giving you energy today, I want you to rely on yourself. Your body's going to say, oh, wow, this person always gave me $2,000 or 2,000 calories every single day, but I got $300,000 in my bank account. She's finally allowing me to use it. Let me use 2,000 today. Now you're at 298. Let me use another 2,000 calories. Now you're at 296. As you can see, fasting adds up very, very fast because you're missing meals intentionally because you got fat on your frame. So if you're somebody who's not walking around with a six pack, you got a back row here and there, you can fast. And that's one of the healthiest things you can do, because believe it or not, you carrying around this extra weight coming from fat is more inflammatory and it's gonna kill you faster than you fasted. And there has been people in the past century who fasted a whole entire year, 365 days without no food, and they lived to tell the story. Ask yourself why. They were 400 pounds. Then after they went a whole year without food, they was 180 pounds. They didn't check out. They don't got brain problems. They had enough fat to fuel their journey, or their fasting journey at that. Okay? So hope y'all learned something today. You want to get rid of this fat as fast as possible, and the best things you can do is watch out for the starches, sugars, seed oils, or vegetable oils. Fast a little bit more. Take some magnesium, apple cider vinegar, choline. Make sure you get some vitamin D. Cool? That's your reset tip of the day. It's going to be stay snatched all the time. Know the summertime. Talk to you soon.